to Radha and Krishna and your guru, but you're also offering respect to the demigod at the same time. And that's how you offer respects to a demigod, with your right-hand side toward the altar. In other words, he was respectful to Durga, but he didn't want her worshipped in the same way that we would worship Radha and Krishna. So that's the distinction.
Not only did we have kirtan through the streets of Surat, many times they would invite us outside town for engagements in the villages. And Prabhupada was so available to us at all times. And one time I had gone into his room. We were staying at the house of Bhagubhai Jariwala. I went into his room and I told him I had memorized the SRILA Upanishad. And so on one of these engagements, after speaking, he called me. He said, "Kaushalya, come here." So I came up to him and he said, "Sing SRILA Upanishad." I went, "Oh God, I'm on the spot now." So I did it. I sang the SRILA Upanishad. And the whole time I'm looking at Prabhupada while I'm singing. And his smile, he's gradually becoming more and more pleased, and his smile is getting bigger and bigger. And when I finished, he called me closer to him, and I started to pay my obeisances, and he grabbed my head and put it on his lap and patted me on the back and rubbed my head. I felt like a puppy dog. It was really special.
As in other places, we would go into Srila Prabhupada's room early in the morning and sing the prayers to the spiritual master. So one morning, after the prayers, Prabhupada gave a little talk, and then he asked, "Why does Krishna come into the material world?" So different devotees gave different answers, but Dinanath Prabhu gave the answer that he comes to give pleasure to the devotees. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, that was the right answer. Because the other purposes could be fulfilled by other agents, but only Krishna could come and satisfy his pure devotees. So after Dinanath gave the answer, Srila Prabhupada said, now you are liberated. Because the Bhagavad Gita says, Janma karma chamedevyam evam yo veti tattvataha, that one who knows about the appearance and activities of Krishna in truth, tattvadehang purnar janma naiti mameti soarjuna. He never has to take birth again, but he goes back home, back to Krishna. When we would come back from the Harinam Sankirtan in the mornings, many of the people of Surat would be following the Harinam party. But although Prabhupada wasn't with us physically on the Harinam Sankirtan, he was in the back of everyone's minds. He was in the back of our minds, because whatever we were doing was for him, and he was in the back of everyone else's minds because he was the great saintly person who had gone to the West from India and taken Krishna consciousness to the foreigners. So when we got back to the Jariwala house, people wanted to see Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada would be in his room doing his own work, but sometimes the demand of the audience from below was so great that Prabhupada would emerge onto the balcony and give them darshan from the balcony. The throngs were elated, and so were we.